Just want to make sure. So again, you go into your Wix account, you have your website up. Under site actions, you go into edit site. And I've already opened Ron's up. So this is where we come into his website. And in order to start, we're going to click on the pages icon right here. See this one over here? And we're going to say add a page. And it's going to say new page here. And so we can name it FAQs for buyers, let's say. If everything's in caps, try to keep it consistent. If it's not in caps, just do it the way your other menu items are. So now we've created our page. And the next thing I'm going to do is add a banner strip. So I'm just going to go to strip over here, this plus sign, and I'm going to go to classic. And this is just a narrow strip that is an image that you can also stretch. And I'm going to hit change strip background. Actually, let's use it as a video. Well, that'll take more time, but let's try it.
Shadow.
And you have to have a video or an image already sourced to know where you put it. Let's see, let's use this FAQ one. And that's going to upload into our media gallery. And you can see this is his media gallery throughout here. And it's a short one. It's only 4.6 megabytes, so it won't take us long. There we go. Now we're going to change the background with it once it stops spinning here. Change background. And then we may want to stretch it out just to make sure that it works on here. Cool. And here you can also add text. Go to add. You can add text, a heading if you want to. You don't have to, but you can add, like, let's add this. Say, for buyers. And you have a regular text editor, so you can do whatever you want with this. It's like any other text editor out there. And let's see. And let's center this a little bit better. There we go. And now we're going to create a page body. So we're going to have to add another strip. And I just use the classic white background. And I'm going to stretch this out. So my FAQs will fit in there. And now if you don't have FAQs, like Ron doesn't have an FAQ, we're going to go to add an app. Oops. And we're going to just put in the search for FAQ. There's the Wix FAQ. We're going to add that to our site. It's free. Bam, you have FAQs. So it shows you 4 placeholders. So now we're going to just go over here and say manage questions. So I just double click this box and the pop-up manage questions comes up. And now we're going to edit this first one. And then you just hit the little check mark and bam, you have your first question. So the same thing. And once you get down here, if you want to add a question, you just simply add a question. Again, creating value, right? So you can see now it took away those other two placeholders. So you just keep adding questions. And when you're through adding questions, just hit done. And there you go. You want to have 5 to 10 questions up here. The best, I wouldn't go beyond 10. And then once you get your questions all created on here, let's see, this background's kind of an off-white. So I always change my strip background to white so it blends. You click on the background and you say change strip background and go to the color and pick white. You can also put edit your form if you want to. Here's your settings. You've got layouts. You can change the layout. Here's the classic one. Here's the expanding one. This is kind of fun too. And you can change how the direction of it right there. This is regular and compact, so you can make it a little more compact. I like to have it a little expanded.
Patsy, I have a question.
Sure.
How many are we restricted on how many pages we can have on our Wix site?
No.
And so these facts, is this a master header of facts? And then are these sub pages underneath the facts header? Or are these all individual facts headers?
You can do it however you want. If you want to create an FAQ header up here and then have a list of facts on your website, that's up to you how you decide to do it. Not everyone does it the same. Like I would put one for buyers under buyers, like on that other website that I showed you.
I got
Let's
you.
see. So you can have an FAQ menu item right here.
Mm-hmm.
But this one I put FAQ for sellers and an FAQ for buyers under those categories. And like on cities, you don't even have to have it on the menu if you don't want to. Like if I wanted to just add one for Sacramento, it doesn't have to be on the menu, but I could actually go into Sacramento and create a link to that. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So now if you want to create one for sellers, rather than starting over, you might want to just go back up to your pages and click these little dots right here. And you can say duplicate. And by duplicating, it says copy of. So now I'm just going to change my questions. I might, and you know, I probably will just leave the banner up there, but I'm going to change my title. And I'm going to go in and choose settings. And I'm going to manage my questions and change my questions over for sellers. Or if I decide to make one for, say, a city, I can also, you don't have to worry about organizing these over here because these are just your pages. But if you want to put it, just drop it down under here for sellers, and then you can drop your buyer one underneath the buyer, just so you know where you have it. If I want to create one for a city, he's got Concord up here. So let's create one for Concord. So again, I'm probably just going to, let's start over. Let's add a page so you can see that again. And I'm going to say FAQs Concord. And move it up here under my city. There we go. And now I'm going to add my strip, my header strip. And change the background. And I'm probably going to use the Concord one that's under my image file, my media gallery already. You guys should have them in here if we put them on your site. Let's see.
You're okay. We'll get you breakfast after this, okay? We're just gonna hang out here while I work, okay?
Well, Ron, I'm not seeing your banner files, so I'm going to go ahead and upload. Nah, I'm just going to pick one. Let's pick Concord. Or let's just pick a house. Let's pick this one. We do everyone's a little different, so you may or may not have it. Now, if it's too bright, I can also change the settings, like put a black overlay and then turn it down a little bit so it's not quite so bright. And I can add text. I'm having a problem with my text this morning, probably because I'm sharing my screen. So we're just going to pretend I wrote FAQs for Concord right there. I don't want to sit here and have to open it back up again. So I'm going to go back to my strip and add my strip again. Pull this down. And I'm going to add my app again.
Would it work to implant a video within the FAQ answers?
Yes, you can do that. Let me see if it put it in here, embed. Add again. And I'm going to change my color back to white again. It always puts that in a weird color. And now I'm going to go to manage my questions, and I'm going to create those all about the city of Concord. And you can go into as much detail as you want. I'm just going to say yes. And I'm going to hit done here. So we have, because I'm not going to keep adding questions and answers here. So now this is Concord. So I may not want Concord to be on my menu up here. So I'm going to go to Concord. I'm probably going to just pull this down a little bit. And I'm going to add a button. Or maybe I'll just do it right up here. I don't even need to pull that down a little bit. Leave it up there. Now I'm going to go over here and add a button. And I'm going to add it right there. So I'm just going to go right here. Pull that down. And now I'm going to change what this says. And I'm going to say add a link to a page. And I'm going to go to FAQs for Concord and say done. And probably try to match the theme that I already have in my buttons. And now I've added a link to that page, but it's not in my drop-down menu. And then I'm going to hit save and publish. So that's pretty much, we edit your website. You click on the pages icon, you go to new page, you add a strip for a header. You don't have to do that, but I recommend it. You can add an image or a video, add a strip for the body, and then go to the marketplace and search on FAQs and install the Wix FAQ widget. And it says edit and add your questions and answers. You can add pages to your menu on the header and hit save and publish. Now, anytime you add a page, we need to edit it in mobile. If you have bilingual site, it needs to be translated. You always want to make sure that you add a button to link from one page, from one other web page, which we did. I demonstrated that in Concord. Oops. Let me go back. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. And you want to add a button to link, go from your new page to another web page. That's all about the Google, what Google likes to see in your SEO to make sure that there's links, and incorporate your keywords into the page. So somewhere, if you're known as Ron Melvin Concord Realtor, you want to add that somewhere in one of those answers on each of those pages. So your keywords are actually on that page. So when Google indexes that page, it sees external links, it sees internal links, it sees that you have your keywords incorporated, and just like in the blog, like I showed you in the blog, you can highlight words and then put on an external link. Now let me show you how to do a video into there. Tom, since you asked that question. Let me share my screen again. Okay.
For example, I was thinking if we had a quick 30-second video of a local event that might be going on.
Right. What does the
yeah,
EXP stand for in EXP Realty? See, there's a video right there. So in EXP, this is just the only one that has a video in it, so I'm using the EXP. So if you're Keller Williams, don't get mad at me.
It's the season of forgiving.
Yes, it is. All right, so I'm going to go to my FAQ page. And again, we're going to go to settings, manage questions, and edit. And did you see right there? This is add a video. So wherever you want, you just type whatever, put in your content, and then hit enter. So you have a new line, and you can either enter an image or a video right there. And it's the URL from a YouTube video.
Okay, so the original video would be sitting on this person's YouTube channel.
Correct.
Got it.
So now let's talk a little bit about what we do. Let's go back to Ron here. So notice, let's go back to his FAQ page. Okay. So notice up here, you have your desktop and your mobile. So anytime you create, let's see if it's gonna let me. No. So anytime you add a page or edit your text on a page, you're gonna need to go over here and say switch to mobile. So, and you can see what it looks like here. So primarily you're gonna need to stretch your video down. If you want the video to play on the mobile, you just turn on play video on mobile by hitting that little square background. You can bring the text down so that it's underneath where it says FAQs. And then here is your frequently asked questions. Just drag it up, delete that extra space that's there, and you can see how it looks. So that looks pretty good on mobile. And then you just switch back to your desktop and hit save and publish. Now, if we want to preview this page, we can just preview it like that. Ron, I'll help you add some more questions on here if you want to keep these pages. And back to editor.
Is that animation that you're showing with the FAQ, is that on Wix? Is that a?
It's actually on Canva, canva.com.
Canva? Okay.
Yeah, I just went to create a video and searched on FAQs, and there it was.
Okay.
So make sure that, now let's look at bilingual sites. So I can't do that one. Let's go over here to one that is bilingual, because I know she's changed some text and hasn't fixed her bilingual. Let's go. Open this one up. This one has a Spanish translation. So if I turn on, if I go here and go to her Spanish translation, you can see this is translated, this is not, okay? So we're gonna click on this block right here, and we're gonna say translate with Google. And she's got some things that are, She moved some things down on her page that we need to fix here. There we go. So you can see what's been translated and what hasn't been translated. So you want to just make sure that anytime you add something like that, like this needs to be translated, it hasn't been translated. So when you add text, you need to make sure that you go in and edit the translation as well. Sometimes you have to make it, stretch it out so it all fits on one page. There we go. And anytime, if you're trying to do something and it feels uncomfortable and you're not sure what to do, just, ask me. Like, this needs to be fixed. Some of this you can't do when you're in the translation mode, but it's just a matter of translate with Google. And when you're through translating, go back to English. And it should all be fine. You can hit save and publish. Let's see why this is being weird. There we go. It was just acting weird in the translation. It's fine. And anytime that you make changes again like that, just got this. And make this smaller so it fits in there. It's got a bunch of spaces in there. This is why I make the big bucks, guys. Just kidding. And then you want to make sure that you hit save and publish. And again, you want to make sure that you just add buttons so that, like at the bottom of your FAQ page, you can add a button here, for example. Oops, I want a button. And link it back to the FAQ for sellers page. And I'll probably do the same thing from the buyers page back to the sellers. And hit save and publish. So I'd probably go over to the other page. Go ahead. Did someone have a question? Okay, I am going to stop recording.